match tomorrow. All right, so this is actually a rematch of the C Division finals last year. We have a lot of Sec 3s from both teams who will be playing key roles on their respective teams. I think we expect that. Let's see now, as both teams are in the huddle. So I think from the Nanyang Girls High side, would have the names that I recognize returning from Division, Feng Yun Sing and Paris Lau, number 12 and number 3 respectively. So these are the Sec 4s. Will be no doubt leading the team in many ways. Okay, so Coach Darren, I know you don't really have girls in your academy at the moment.
Yeah.
But have you seen any of the games earlier on this season for the B girls?
Not yet for the females.
All right, so that's fine. This is the first time, but I hope you can share some of your coaching's perspectives with us. So I guess you would know that Nanyang Girls High have, I think this would be at least their third in a row if they win this year. And well, based on what you can see, I don't know if you're looking at the warm-ups much. Do you have any sort of first impressions?
I've always known that Nanyang girls are the stronger squad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I'm looking to see what they bring to the table.
Yeah, so maybe just if we look at the background a little bit, right? So just from looking at the bench, you can tell that their bench is a lot fuller. I think RGS is looking better this year. If you looked at the C Division finals last year, the RGS squad was a little bit undermanned and they had very few substitutes on the bench. So that was a bit of a struggle there. Okay, let's look at the starting 5. We've got Michelle, number 7 from RGS. Going to do the jump ball. Can't actually. I'm assuming she's jumping against Karis. Is that number 3? All right, she wins the tip and straight off. So Nanyang are going to man right from the start instead of going for the zone defense. And I think they've got both twins on the floor at the moment. He drives in and, oh, that's a very early foul drawn against Michelle. Michelle, Jane, Jing, and Siting and Angel. This is the starting 5 of RGS. Starting 5 of Nanyang Girls High look to be Amelia, Twins, Dovia, and Dovie. I think number 13 is Emma Lau. All right, we've got Michelle going with third here. Muscles in on the basket. Oh, we would have made that. She gets back her own rebound. Sitting on the outside. A little bit hesitant there. And this is Jane. Sitting. Oh, we've run out of shot clock. So maybe let's talk about their defensive setup. What do you think, Darren?
I think Nanyang, for the first 2 positions, they have been defending pretty well.
I suppose that both teams opted to go for man-to-man defense because, like, both teams do have enough slashers. I think they're probably better at scoring from the drive.
Yeah, nice drive.
Yep. No, she doesn't quite finish it though, but does she go a foul? It does. Just based on the vibes. I mean, it could be that we're sitting nearer to the Nanyang crowd, but they're a little bit more active than the RGS crowd.
I think that has always been the Nanyang theory.
We'll see, okay. Raffles giving the team some support. It's Jane. So, I think Jane might be one of the girls that are in the U16 squad that are preparing for the upcoming SEDA competition. I know that Michelle and Tingwen in the 19 and RGS certainly are. So that would be 3 girls on the team that are 16. That is not a good reason. Yeah, she kind of panicked and she got trapped in the corner. And actually, she had one leg on both sides, so that's not a bad court, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it looks like Nanyang have wasted no time settling into the game, whereas RGS are still kind of finding themselves a little bit. Because I would say that for the Nanyang squad, pretty much everyone has had, I guess, finals experience or staying in the NSG for a long time because they've pretty much won the last few years. RGS, I think some of them would have the experience, but maybe not all of them. It's quite physical at the moment. What do you think? Were you expecting that?
I think RGS got to expect the defensive pressure from throughout the game.
That's true, and the thing is, that's a nice fake by Tingwen there. Yeah, I think for both teams, this is pretty much one of the first games throughout the season that's a little bit more challenging for them. Tingwen comes away. The loose ball almost gets it stolen by Emma. Deflection there. I like the hustle. Tingwen goes to the basket, but is blocked by number 32, Amelia Sarah. That was just a block, right? They didn't call a foul. Yeah, so number 15, Sitting, taking a bit of time to settle in. Have a couple of turnovers so far. He is set free, I believe. Good hustle there, getting back the rebound. Tingwen goes up for 3. Okay.
Now defensive stop.
That's true. It was a bit of a rush shot that she took, but it was right at the buzzer. So that's presence of mind there for a set 3 to be aware of the shot clock.
Awareness. Very important.
So we're still going for, that's a good stop there, sort of, but yeah, Nanyang are just finishing better at the rim. Oh, good pass. Oh, come on, Sitting. Yeah, Yeah, I think they're generally more composed at the moment, right? You know, when they get into the paint,
Yes.
finishing is better. Argis does get the opportunities, but
A lot of opportunity there.
alright, so number 15 Susan has been subbed out. Probably to good rebound there by number 69 who has just subbed in. Valiant. I'm not sure how you pronounce that name. Okay, Jane takes a shot. Yeah, I'm not sure if they want to be
nice
banking on the threes at this point. Yeah, she's got that. Like, they're very poised inside the paint. They kind of don't panic when the defense comes up to them.
They're more composed.
Yep.
It's an open layup.
Yep. So she's pretty reliable, not going to make that. And this time, they're sort of over here setting up the defense, but they didn't really set up the sort of full court press, right? It was kind of like a half-hearted.
Half-hearted.
Maybe it's time for a timeout. But yeah, I guess we're not sure what the rest of the teams are like. I mean, the rest of the team is like, because we know what the starting five can do. So right now, I think it's probably whoever has a better bench or more composed bench, right?
I think this game is gonna end the end.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope that it kind of stays competitive till the end. I mean, it's a 6-point gap now. But we're about halfway through the first period, so. Coming out of the timeout now. Let's see what adjustments the teams make. So on the RTS side, the coach has opted to keep number 15 sitting on the bench for now. A turnover on the RAFFLES side, and number 19 Singer will inbound from the baseline. It's a bit of a
turnover.
I know there was some, there was some sort of kerfuffle in the middle of the paint, and people fell down, and I think the Argos girls got distracted by that, right?
They need to take all these opportunities to score a basket.
Yeah, it's probably the turnovers. We need to kind of, I'll be interested when the stats come up later. Maybe we can have a look at the team stats at the end of the first quarter, right, in terms of possession and the turnovers. Look at this. Oh, okay, she's managed to break the press. Let's see if she can
nice pass.
convert. Yeah.
Nice. Very good.
Let's see if they get a rhythm from that. Yeah, so Argos are happy to keep with the half-court defense. Yeah, I mean, if you look at that, even though in a transition, the players are very disciplined and just going for all the loose balls and every opportunity, right? I think the sense of urgency defensively is just more on Nanyang's side.
Nanyang girls, they know where to stop the ball. Know where the ball is going to. Who the ball is going to.
Oh, good pass. That's an easy basket for Michelle, and the crowd is liking the N1.
I think that's the advantage of RGS currently. with Michelle in the paint.
Yeah, so they need to try and make use of that more.
Yeah.
Right, I think in some games, if she's had to do more outside, which is bringing up the ball, then they're not really getting that advantage that they have with her, right? Alright. Oh, that was a travel, wasn't it? It's a good start, but... Why she had a little hop before she got rid of that ball?
But that's also because of the bump by Michelle, which was on the early hop side.
Wait, so let's look at the team fouls.
Almost 5.
Yeah, so looks like she's getting the shot. I didn't notice. And you think it was just the turnovers, but actually they did manage to draw quite a few fouls.
Yeah.
Okay, Michelle gets the rebound, misses it, unfortunately. So here comes one of the twins. I think that's Jodie, going at full speed, and she's managed to draw a foul. Right now, I would say the fouls are pretty evenly spread, right? We don't really have anyone in foul trouble yet. Okay, Amelia has 2 in the first quarter. It's not great, but nice move. Saw the space, she had good strength, and she's finishing. Sitting, going to the paint. There's a bit of a hesitation there. In, finds herself trapped. And swing the ball quickly. Jane. She does get into the paint quite easily. It's just the finishing is.
But that shouldn't stop her from driving in. She continue driving in and try in a 10 more.
Okay, so this is the first 3-pointer we've seen in the game. First made 3-pointer, that is. I think RGS do have shooters. That's not a good way to break the press. Yeah, they can't break this press. The game could run away very quickly. Okay, so... Yeah, so that's what I was talking about before, right? Like if you have to rely on Michelle to do a lot of things and bring the ball all the way up.
Then she will not last for the whole entire game.
And also right now, as far as finishing at the rim goes, I was going to say she should be better finishing at the rim than the other players in RGS, but she just missed that under basket. But here's
the pressure is different.
Yeah. Well, they need to be able to cope with that pressure. They're about to, I think the U16 girls are headed off to Vietnam soon. They're going to get the ball across. 8 seconds. Sissing has that speed. Let's see if she goes all the way. She does. And one. Yeah, I hope she does that more, because if you look at it, the last few possessions, she kind of drives and then she second guesses herself, right? So this is the first time she's just kind of gone all the way.
I think that's her advantage currently.
Yeah, she's very fast, right? If you just look at her just on the open floor. So let's see if that gets her into rhythm, right? Make the free throw. And it's a 4-point gap. I mean, given that the way they move the ball and they're kind of driving in the lanes a lot, do you think that maybe it's better for RGS to go with the zone?
I think it's more on the help side. The help side is not there.
Yep.
That's why when Michelle had to go and help, nobody's helping her on the
Yeah,
underneath the basket.
because they're out of position. Oh,
Yeah, they're out of position.
shot clock. It's always Tingren throwing up the threes at the expiry of the shot clock. Yeah, no. So I was just wondering, like, you know, with them being out of position for help because they're following their man who's kind of in a very, I guess, unpredictable.
Probably
position.
they might try zone defense later.
Yeah, like I think like if they were in the zone, at least, you know, for these girls, they would know when to help better. All right, so again, that's another easy basket for Nanyang, right? I mean, they do have shooters too. Oh, there you go. Yeah, I know when she went in there and she's picking up the balls, like, don't give up, don't give up, and she just threw it up with force. That's good. She's getting a bit more confident now. Let's keep the game close. Well, it's a 6-point gap with 1 possession to go. She's going to try for another 3. I don't know about that. That was not great awareness of the clock. If she makes this, that would kind of be a big blow.
The time is also running down.
Yeah, I know, but like when Jane brought the ball out there, she had 8 seconds left. You know, I think she knew it was the end of the quarter, but still, 8 seconds is actually a really long time.
Yes, there's still a lot of time to make another.
Yeah, they could have waited for the numbers. So let's see. Are we able to see some stats from the first quarter for both of the teams? Right. This game is being analyzed by Player Stats AI. Let's look. Okay, so field goal percentage is better. Well, marginally on the RGS side.
Probably less attempts from RGS.
Yeah, but if you look at the numbers, they're quite even.
Yeah, okay.
The only one that's very telling is the turnovers, right? Because actually, if you look at rebounds, it's 7-3. But do you think that they would have an advantage? But you know, it's the turnovers that are killing them. Right, it's a 6-point gap. As long as I don't let it run away. Although I was told that this morning in the 3rd and 4th matchup between Swiss Cottage and SCGS managed to close an 18-point gap.
Well, I heard about it also.
I mean, that's quite an achievement for Edith, closing an 18-point gap.
To come back and from an 18-point in the 3rd and 4th.
Yeah, that's resilience right there. Okay, number 15, Sising inbounds the ball to number 19, Jing En. So here's Jane. Oh, that's a good find, but I don't think she was quite ready. All right, number 28, Angel. And we haven't seen much rotation from either team, right?
Yeah, only probably 1 or 2.
All right, so she was looking for the foul, and she did get it that time. Who did they call that on? Bit of discussion between the refs. What do you think that's about? They've decided that it's a foul.
2 shots.
think that's probably so. Emma Lau has 2 fouls. From Nanyang goes high. Amelia had her 2 fouls already in the first quarter.
I think RGS should expect more free throws based on the aggressive defense from Nanyang girls.
Do you think they should actively try and draw the fouls though?
Yeah, but they have to make their free throws too.
Yeah, that's true. Ooh. So we got to keep it under control. So Michelle being at the top of the key, it's a long way for her to go to be somewhere where she's effective. Well, it's a pull-up mid-range jumper from Siting. That's good. I think she's starting to get more
Into the game.
active in the game now. She's good. You know, I'd like to see what she can do. And here's a 3, long. But yeah, they see the 2 of them were there, and they didn't box out the person, and she still got the ball. It's a little bit of like, it's almost like hesitation, right? They're like, oh, do we start defending now?
Yeah, I think they shouldn't even think and just go get the ball first.
All right, so
Ball.
that's true, but that's a second time that, you know, or maybe third time, right? That this number 28, Angel, she's kind of under the basket. She knows that that's where she should be, but then she's not ready when the ball comes to her. Again, maybe a little bit of hesitation. I think she might actually be set 3, maybe not set 4. I'll find out about that.
I see.
Ooh, tough jump shot, but
Rebounds.
yeah, the offensive rebounds, right? Nanyang are getting more of them. You see, now that's just a silly foul, because if you don't box the person out and you end up giving
second chances.
It's not just a second chance, but, you know, Michelle giving away a silly foul like that, because, you know, if she gets into foul trouble, the team's in trouble.
Yeah,
Right?
that's true.
I mean, if we look at the scoring now,
Right, there's another foul drawn on Nanyang girl.
yeah, let's see if they can get the team fouls up quickly. And
I think Nanyang girls should live with all this, because if they want to play aggressive defense, that should kind of like expected.
yeah,
Yeah. Probably they will need to be more disciplined on their hands.
but you know, I'm assuming that they have a deep bench anyway, so being in foul trouble is less of an issue for them than I suspect. Like, you know, although you've got good numbers sitting on the bench now, I believe based on past games, the RGS rotation is not that many players. So, you know, bringing someone in the finals in OCBC Arena can be a little bit intimidating, right? Maybe your starting 5 are already intimidated. Oh. That was... she was working hard on defense, but okay, let's see if they can convert this. Sitting.
That's a foul.
I think she might have taken off a little bit too early on that layup. Right. She seems pretty solid with her free throws.
Yes.
I think she's 3 for 3 so far in the game. Yeah.
Oh, what a backdoor cut.
But that's the thing. That's why I was thinking that if they go to the zone defense, it's going
Somebody
to,
will be there.
yeah, you know, it's going to be less empty and less easy for them to, you know, make these cuts, because, you know, archers are having to work a lot harder to get the baskets, you know, compared to Nanyang, right? So let's see. And it's a discipline of, having to box out as well. Okay, the help came that time. Oh, but she's kind of turned away.
Oh, that's
All
good.
right, Michelle.
Transition point.
The Angel's ahead, but we didn't see her that time. She was kind of ahead, but then she wasn't really looking back to ask for the ball either. And you see, unfortunately, that ends up being an easy basket on this side. So let's see if they gather themselves. Where is the shot clock? Ah, okay.
On top that.
I'm being blocked by this railing. So. All right, so 10 seconds.
Oh, terrible.
Yeah. She kind of got bumped in the air and didn't land. Properly, which is a pity. Yeah, it's these turnovers, isn't it? They gotta watch the cutters.
Oh.
All right, at least she. So Angel, number 28, was in a good position that time, boxed out, sitting, finds the gap. Oh, just didn't have that little bit at the end to put the ball higher up to get the board.
But currently, she's not hesitating on this drives anymore.
Yeah, compared to the first few minutes of the game, right? And she's back at the line. So team fouls for Nanyang's up to 4. This is her first
move.
That's exactly what I was going to say. So you wonder how much of that is to do with fatigue, right?
Yeah.
You don't know how good their stamina is. And she's using that speed of hers a lot more now in the second quarter. Yeah, that pass was a little bit hesitant. The receiver was a little bit hesitant. So it's yet another turnover, but they're lucky that they've kept possession this time. Just thinking about it. Yeah, see, this Nanyang defense at the moment, like they're actually kind of like, they're almost daring RGS to shoot, right?
Yeah, because I don't think both teams have been making any threes yet. Only one.
Yeah, there's only one. It's not a high volume 3-point shooting. But yeah, look at that finishing in the paint, right?
Who's the foul on? Number 28.
Yeah, she's kind of a big part of the ball, right? Is that her first? So it looks like Alca's going to ask for a timeout because I think this is the biggest lead in the game so far, 10 points.
Yes.
I mean, they have made outside shots, right? There was like a mid-range from one of the twins earlier, and there was a three.
There's a three.
Yeah. But still, at this point, would you gamble and sort of say, you know, I'll settle for them shooting from outside, then have them drive in? It's kind of like pack the paint defense.
I think can try to switch up the defense a little and see how it goes.
All right. I mean, like, what would you do if this was your team?
What would I do?
Yeah.
I'll probably go full court man to man. That's my favorite, right?
That is true, but it depends on if you've trained your players well enough to do that.
Yeah,
And that's true. We haven't seen what Archers like on a full court man-to-man defense. But the risk with that as well is fitness.
Yes, correct.
So you have to be confident that you have your players, especially the main five, are
I
going
think
to have the energy
I
level.
think I think for us, we train our players to last more than 40 minutes.
Mhm.
Yeah, so probably they have to.
So even if you have got like a roster where you're using a very small number of players for rotation, but you will go with the full court man now?
If it's a championship game, probably not. But probably like in the first round or development kind of
Okay.
phase, and probably yes.
Yeah, but we are in a championship
Yeah,
game right
that's
now.
a different. Probably I'll go into the zone and try it out. Let them take some shots and see how it
Yeah.
goes.
You know, and theoretically, it might be less tiring for them defensively as well, because you know the Nanyang players, they are moving, they are cutting. So if you're doing sort of they're kind of man up to 3.9, really, right?
But statistically wise, they are not shooting that well, so can try it out. Oh, that's another jump.
Yeah, it looked like a good shot, but it's just a little bit, you know, like I think the fatigue is getting to her. Right? In fact, it was short. You see that, right? That's you need to do something to stop that. It's basically just that. If you can stop that and then force them to kind of change it, they've got a good rhythm doing that right now, so they could just do that all day and then.
Oh.
Really, that was an offensive foul. Jane, number 23. Hey, interesting.
It's on Michelle though. She got 3.
Oh, really?
That's second quarter, right? Yeah, she got 3.
Okay, yeah,
that's a big headache.
That is. So it's like a moving screen or something easy. And then at this point, I mean, she's in there getting the rebounds, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, if you make them kind of shoot from outside, it's a good chance that, you know, Michelle can get the rebounds and they can get a few fast breaks going, which maybe you can close the score gap. I mean, looking at how open this is now.
Right now, she's like just staying inside the paint. Nobody in the paint again.
Okay. Yeah, so the risk of leaving Michelle in the paint is that if she's the last man going up against all these people driving in, that's a magnet for fouls.
Yeah.
So RGS have not really tried any threes. But she tried one right as I said it. See if she can. Yeah, she didn't manage to kind of chuck that up to try and draw a shooting foul.
The only one that's pulling up threes is number 23.
Yeah, she's been making the attempts, but hasn't converted any yet. And that's the thing, number 19 can actually shoot threes, but apart from the two sort of Hail Mary buzzer beaters and shot clock beaters, right, those are the only 2 attempts that she's made, right? So they haven't actually kind of set up for her to shoot. So let's see if she does. So basically it looks like they're doubling Michelle. Shoot that. Oh, she didn't. Yeah, see, that's a bit of a
wild shot.
Yeah. She was kind of driving in and then realized she didn't have options, but she kind of didn't have the right. She wasn't in the right angle to have a good finish either.
Wasn't in the right position.
Yeah. Okay, let's see. So they've got fairly good height, isn't it? That's Amelia with a very elegant spin move. Jane with that little hop.
That's a foul.
Yeah, she does this kind of behind the back move a lot to kind of get inside, but it's not quite, doesn't have quite enough control to have a good release. But let's see if she can get some points on the board here. Does.
Okay.
Well, their free throws are pretty reasonable, right?
Yeah.
Okay, Michelle.
Yeah.
It's been a long time coming.
Good bounce.
Yeah. It's kind of a low scoring game for her right now, which is, I think, part of the problem, right?
Yeah.
And I think especially Xingren as well. Let's look at points on the board for Xingren. It's very low scoring for her. That's good help right there. Yeah, that time, I think Violin number 69 went down and they managed to get a stop. So we've got Nila Han, number 48, in for RTS at the moment. Somebody needs to stop her soon so that Michelle doesn't have to be the one. Okay. All right. Bit of an uncharacteristic mistake there by number 30, Loy. Who I believe is also one of the girls getting ready to go to the SIBA U16 tournament. Yeah, so it looks like they're doubling and almost tripling Michelle in this situation. What do you think they should?
I think they have a strategy there to stop Michelle from getting into the paint.
Yeah. And also it's because she's kind of like, the way she's getting into the paint right now, she's dribbling in. That's not working, right? If you look at it, maybe if they ran the plays that they were running for Angel before, where she just gets the ball under the basket, she might be able to convert better. Because right now she's losing the ball on the dribble. Right, they're doubling her and then she's kind of having to pick it up. Whereas if they get her the ball under the basket, she can kind of muscle her way up. Pretty solid shooter there. That's Joe Vito, number 31. Yeah, look at how crowded the paint is. Okay, she managed to kick it out. Xingren with a turnaround. She's not looking to score much. Wow. And you know, there was that hesitation there from Rohan. We have about 2 possessions before we get to halftime.
Possession for RTS.
And that time it was just it just so happens that they happened to kind of cluster
yeah.
together and then manage to get the deflection. It's a nice move by Michelle, but you know, not enough control when she turns around, right?
And that's still fun.
Yeah, so I mean, if you look, that's the difference right there, where they kind of slow down a little bit to make sure that they have control on the release. Yeah. Like it was kind of a wild shot, but I think she was tossing it to try and get it banked high off the glass. which is something that I'm sure you tell your players all the time. But when they put up the shot, you need to at least have looked at the rim, had a
Yeah.
good look before you throw it up.
Playing balance is also important.
Yeah, if we look back at the earlier spin move, I think it was made by Karis on this side, right? She had a spin move, and when she took off on her foot, it was, she had good control of her body, but
Yeah.
on this side, Michelle's kind of falling out of bounds, and yeah, the balance is not quite there. All right, we've got a 4-minute break right now. Oh. We might come back a minute before we start again to bring you some updates and news. All right, if you just joined us, good afternoon. We are less than 30 seconds away from the start of the second half. This is the B Division Girls Finals between Nanyang Girls High and Raffles Girls School. Right now, there is 17-point deficit that Raffles have to close out. But based on what we saw just now, they seem to be still fighting on.
Yep.
Right?
They are.
Energy levels are good.
I mean, it's the finals, right?
Yeah.
You have to.
I mean, it's hard to say. I mean, with kids this age, right? Even if it's the finals, like some of them will kind of really leave everything on the floor. But some, you know, they're not experienced. They might kind of either get intimidated or they might be, you know, feeling a little bit dejected. But okay, we don't see that, right? So just looks energetic on the defense right from the start. Now, how did they not
Get
have
the
someone? Oh, well, okay, they have it now, but you know, there's no numbers. So there's Jane. She brings the ball up, gets it down to Michelle, and as we saw in the first half, Michelle was just being doubled and tripled. Sitting, little hop. Oh,
good try.
it was bad luck though. It kind of went in and bounced out, right?
Yeah.
But okay, so let's see what they're. I mean, yeah, they've kind of switched to a zone, right? That it's kind of a very loose zone. I was about to say right before that happened, I was about to say that I think the zone was working for them because you know they managed to kind of not have Nanyang attempt any shots right until you know the crowd was counting down 5-4, and then you know the shot.
And then the rebound.
Yeah, the shot went up and it was a bad shot, but they just didn't get that rebound. But I think that's what we were talking about before, that maybe just the zone defense might work better for them. But it was kind of a bit, the reason why I was hesitant, I was asking you, because the zone, I mean, the way they had it shaped was
it's like a little bit different.
Okay, I like your choice of words, different. I was about to say sloppy, but all right, we'll take different. Okay. All right, I mean, like, yeah, see, right now, I don't know. Like, is it really, are they kind of doing like a 2-3 or not? But that's working, isn't it? I mean, they're not, for now, I mean, of course, Nanyang can easily adjust and go on a roll with shooting, but. So the question is, do you think they've made this adjustment too late? 20 points to come back from.
I think there's still a lot of time on the clock.
Yeah. All right, Michelle manages to draw a foul. Ironically, that time, you know, she's going to go up, but Jane was in front of her. It was like her own teammate.
You got to make all the free throws. You'll get a lot of.
Yeah, so on the Nanyang Girls High side, yeah, Amelia's up with 3 fouls as well. Right, and somebody else has 3 fouls. Oh, Jovia has 3 fouls. All right. Just closing the gap. Let's see if they can pull off what SCGS did this morning. Okay. Getting a few stops.
At least they are not allowing the drive that easily, you know.
Yeah, and even if she'd managed to get past on the baseline, I think the help side looked more ready this time. It's a little bit, I guess, the formation that they're in, they look more ready to be the help side. So whatever they were discussing during halftime, I think that helped. Alright, so that's switching going up. Yeah, see, like that time, you know, in terms of them cutting in, just gonna take the 3.
Now they are getting more.
Oh, you gonna make that? She did.
Very good.
Yeah, and I think that's what we were talking about earlier as well. That the scoring load has to be taken on by more people, and I think Xingren usually plays a bigger role in putting points on the board for RGS, and she hasn't today. I mean, that's only her. Hey, really, that's her second field goal of today. So if they can get some scoring from her, make a difference to the game. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, that was a tough one, but she kind of, the way she was landing.
I
and
think she was off balance. I mean, there
Yeah,
were
so
two.
she didn't kind of take
Yeah.
the time to, bend her knees and go up again. But again, that was what we were talking about, right? It's going to be easier for them to get points on the board if Michelle gets the ball
Yeah.
under
Under
basket
basket, yes.
rather than having to.
And for the past 3 possessions, they have been stopping Nanyang's
Yeah.
attempt. So
Pretty solid free throw shooting,
yeah.
right? For B girls. No, I don't know. I guess I don't have enough statistics on that, but hey, they're making their free throws. Okay, and let's look at the stops here. Oh.
That's a tough one.
But this is the same move, right, Karis?
Yeah.
She's making better use of her core strength when she goes up after the turn, which I think Michelle's got to do a better job with that. Oh, it's a pity nobody was rebounding that. So offensive rebounds, right? I think in general, Nanyang a little bit more active with offensive rebounds.
Offensive rebounds,
right?
defensive rebounds also.
I mean, Michelle does get a lot of defensive rebounds. And they kind of start the fast break, but it hasn't really paid off as much because of, sometimes it's like turnovers and things. Ooh, that was a bit of a wild shot. Yeah, I'm surprised that they're not really setting up for Tingnan to be taking the threes. And actually, in the last 2 possessions, she's kind of open, right? She's standing at the left 45 spot, and I think that's kind of a comfortable spot for her. But they're just not getting the ball to her. And even when they do, she hasn't really been actively trying to take the shot there. Oh. See, that's another offensive rebound. That's a second chance point. Oh,
that's good.
Nice block, but it's unfortunate that turnover. Gonna pull up for another shot. But yeah, so in this situation, I mean, basically, it's a good idea, but it's a bit of a wild pass. Yep. SQ gets the ball with his speed, but unfortunately doesn't quite control it. It's a double-edged sword, speed. Yeah, look, we see a lot of these rebounds that Michelle gets, right? Like when it's off down the basket. Good jump. And you gonna make that?
Oh.
But the thing to me is like just visually looking, it's the footwork, right? It's how well you're landing off. It's like that jump stop landing. Yes. So I don't know if they're rushing it or it could just be a conditioning issue. But are just not landing on their feet as well. All right, try that. Let's see if she makes the first one. That's close, but. And if you look at that, so after she takes the shot, she's kind of going left and she thinks she's going to go back on defense, but no one was there trying to get the offensive rebound. That offensive rebound went to Jovia. So, whereas if you look at her, the way she's setting her feet, right? She's planted onto the ground.
That's the third tree by her, right? I think so.
Yeah. Gonna finish that. That's just unlucky. That's just unlucky. Yeah. So we had 2 of that, but then again, I mean, like this rim is pretty bouncy. And I don't know if they use the rim. They put the rims at the same side of the. Oh, that's too easy.
It's back to the first two quarters.
I know. So that whatever defensive adjustments they've made at the start of the third quarter, it's kind of gone out the window because, they made a couple of threes, but still, I feel like they shouldn't be giving up. She's gone left. So here comes number 31. I think it's Jovi. Jovi was handing it off to Jovia. That's an easy cut.
Another. The score is pulling away.
Yeah.
10-6.
I try not to look at the score at this point. But I mean, the game is fast paced, and you can see that they're still fighting for it. But yeah, I think the things that we talked about, turnovers, the footwork.
I think they start off pretty well at the start of the third quarter.
Yeah, I thought they were gonna kind of change some things around. But what do you think it was that?
I think when they start focusing on defending the paint, that's where the shots are coming from the outside from NANYANGers, and they made it. So they had to adjust and close up to the shooters.
Yeah, I mean, I think they were kind of doing, and again, it wasn't clear what kind of zone they were really playing or whether they really were going for the zone. It was sort of like a 2-3.
But it still looked like a man-to-man. It's still a man-to-man to me.
Exactly. So, and the thing is, she made two threes, but still, if they had kind of stuck to that and packed the paint, because otherwise when the score started to pull away, it was the last few layups, right? And they were easy layups.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. You don't want your opponent to have to get easy layups because it gives them confidence as well, and it gives them, and they're on a roll. And it was like different people who were getting the layups. All right, let's hope she doesn't pick up. Okay, this is a good pass, but yeah, see, in this situation, look, if the score is this far apart, I mean, I don't usually like it when, the youth players sort of jack up a lot of threes in the game, but at this point, if you have people who can shoot, why don't you set them up for it, right? I mean, as I said, I did not see Ting-En make 1-3 yet.
Yeah, probably it's time for them to try.
Yeah. And then she had one, the one that was kind of at the baseline, right? That was a one that was kind of set up for her. Right, that's nice. But other than that, right, they haven't been getting the ball to her.
I think at this time I also would push up the defense.
Very luck, right? Just trying
to try to pressure a bit.
Yeah. But I mean, I would say that they handled it well. They handled the pressure well. Nanyang have been known to handle the pressure well. So, doing a full court press is a bit of a risk as well. So let's Faye with a tough basket underneath. Yep, good pass.
Nice.
Yeah, that was good movement on her side where she kind of spun towards, she was rolling towards the thing. Like when she kind of went over there, I got a bit worried because of how crowded it was looking. She doesn't have numbers though. Alright, she's open.
Oh.
Sure.
Rebound. Rebound.
Yeah, you see that bothers me. The lack of patience under the basket when she got the ball. Because that should have been 2 points on the board.
Yeah, if you slow it down a little.
To kind of just get her balance, right? Yeah. See, right now, like that position, that's from a coach's standpoint, that's the work. That's the thing you do not want to see, right?
Yeah, a bit rush on the trying to finish.
It wasn't just her that it was a bit rushed. She got the ball way out there, and 4 other people were standing outside the 3-point line, and the 4 people outside the 3-point line were watching her drive in.
Yeah, there was no like off-ball movement.
Yeah,
or anything.
and I think that's kind of like, if you want to know like what's the difference. Oh, that's a nice move, but you gotta finish that. Okay, she's having to work very, very hard. I mean, you can see that the talent is there, but they're having to work a lot harder for the points.
I think the main issue for RGS right now is their defense. Yeah.
That's true. You gotta get. All right. I mean, but in that situation,
She managed to.
she did stop her. She did cut her off, but you know the finishing was right. Yeah, finishing was kind of a different level. And this is, I think, what we talked about before. It comes back to the footwork, right? When she picked up the ball, she had a little jump stop. She could push off from both legs so that she had enough power.
And she created the space by having the contact and
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
And that's the thing. So, like, if you watch on the other side, when they're taking off on like 1 foot, or they're not.
Not balanced.
Yeah, the lack of balance. So, 1 more quarter to go. Yeah, I would say this is probably not the gap in the score that we were expecting to see when we first started the game.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm looking at the comments now. I didn't realize that there were YouTube comments. Yeah, someone. Yeah, Fa Liao says RGS needs to change defense and attacking tactics if they want to win. Yeah, and he's saying that
and more
RGS.
movement on the offense end.
Yeah. Okay. Based on the comments, now just a hunch. Sounds like an RGS supporter, right? Because RGS has the speed. Oh no, not really. Not really. I think this is a neutral fan, because one of the other comments is like Nanyang for the win.
Oh.
All right. I must say the fans on that side have been rather subdued. We have the student leader of RGS very actively waving the flag, doing a good job. But I guess the fans understandably are a little bit subdued.
All right. Last quarter.
Yeah. Oh. Jane driving in. She's gonna be in trouble. Oh, she should have kicked out that time. Jing was right outside. Good, oh, it was nearly a good stop by Jane. Michelle with another. Michelle's definitely got more than 10 rebounds
Yeah.
this game.
Okay.
Oh, all right. That's the first
key.
main 3 from RGS to
RGS,
start
yeah.
to start the last quarter off. See if they can get a few more going. Yeah, so that's kind of a purposeful bump and
The footwork.
no footwork. Definitely the story of the footwork. So for all the youth players out there watching, understand how important footwork is, to be balanced and stable. So Michelle's taking a while to get back on defense. Comes away with another rebound. Yeah, see, she should not be bringing up the ball. Because you know, she's getting tired. I mean, she's had to work really, really hard for the first 3 quarters. So, whereas, you know, on this side, they're playing hard, but each person kind of has I guess the load is spread out, right, among more people. Oh, that's a nice drive, but you know, that's quite a few of them like that already.
Unlucky bounce out.
I mean, you want to call it unlucky, but at the same time, yeah, I guess fatigue has something to do with it. Yeah, what I was going to say earlier is I forget which side, but we've been told over the different finals that one rim is just like a bad rim. I can't remember which one. I think it could be this one. I think last year in the ADIF finals as well, the teams were saying, oh, you know, we hope we get the better rim in the second half, because apparently one rim is just super bouncy.
Oh, really? I didn't know about that.
I mean, as a fan watching, you wouldn't think about it, but this is what the kids were saying last year. There was a rumor going around, and actually I think maybe Leon Quack can confirm this rumor. It might have started from him in the first place. You never know. I mean, he plays here a lot, right? So they were saying that the rim on one side is super bouncy. Or like maybe like one side is lower than the other or something. There's something there. All right, so Michelle's been pulled out to rest. So Argis basically goes with 7-person rotation. It's not getting any help there. Where's Ting'en? Come on, she should be coming up and asking for the ball. It's close. And over on the Nanyang girls' high side, Faye is getting ready to sub in for Karis. Now, number 3. I mean, she's, you know, the girl that just subbed out Karis, she's been pretty impressive. She's got a reasonable size, good height, and fairly athletic, good footwork. Yeah. So here's Faye with the putback. That's her second putback of the game, right? She makes these tough under baskets off offensive rebounds. And that's something that we haven't really seen from the RGS team. Oh. Yeah, that's a pity. That's kind of... It seemed like they didn't really have a plan that time.
I think it's because she was losing balance.
Yeah, but when she was losing balance, I mean, they had the 2 options to pass to up there, right? There was Jane and then there was Ting'en, and neither knew who was meant to get the ball. Okay. Yet another rebound from Michelle. That's the thing, she's getting all the rebounds, but where's the outlet pass? Where are the guards? Okay, Jane has an opportunity to go. She should have just either done a move or pulled up earlier. I was going to say they had 2 sets of hands kind of closing the door on her on the drive-in, and she still managed to get the shot off.
That's the thing, like youth nowadays, they like to use like their hands to go and close the gap. Yeah.
Yeah, and then so, you know, I had to pay for it with a foul. I'm wanting to see the comments, to see what our viewers are talking about right now. Okay, so we've got, again, so Ting'en's at the top of the key. They managed to get the ball to Michelle down low. It's a nice spin move, but finally gets it to fall. But yeah, if you look at where she was releasing the ball from, it was still kind of high up and didn't quite have a lot of. I mean, she's got force because she's fairly strong, but like not a lot of control because it's not being supported right by the balanced.
Not the balance.
Yeah, by her feet being planted to the ground. Ooh, what did they call that?
I think that's a blocking foul.
No, okay. I mean, I didn't actually see the move, but number 48 sold it pretty well, and she was outside the charge circle. So I was curious to see if they were going to call that as an offensive foul or not. But wow, she's go out. Kind of got bumped in the abdomen. Getting the ball. She's 3 steps away from the 3-point line. That's too far for her to go, but she's making the best of it. And here we have another drive. She thinks about it. All right, that's good. Paint was fairly crowded at that time.
Another rebound.
Yeah, look, that's she's getting the rebounds, but like for her as well. I mean, she does a credible job bringing up the ball and can do it, but at the same time, just because you can, do you really want to?
Yeah.
She's basically, I mean, she had a little break just now, but she knows that she has to play pretty much the full game. So you've just got to be smarter with your energy, right? So one thing to the other. She again set her feet, had a good look. So still tight defensive pressure. All right, I think she can get to the basket this time. Needs to finish that. Get it back, Yep. Pull up. But yeah, 2 offensive rebounds that weren't converted that time. Tough layup, and I think number 69, Berlin, had to bear the brunt of the contact. She got up, but looks a bit gassed. She's going to take the shot. It's a reasonable shot, but still playing hard.
2 minutes and 48 seconds left.
I mean, yeah, we look tired, right?
Yeah, but I think the ultimate thing for like finals or any athletic sports, competitive sports, you don't give up until the end.
Yeah.
So how RGS gonna fight again?
Well, let's see. I mean, maybe it would help if we some cheering, maybe. So, I think in terms of the numbers, looks about even, right? I can't see. I'm kind of being blocked.
The number
About the same, like the supporters from the school.
about the same.
Yeah. I guess it depends. You know what I mean? Like some schools maybe kind of feel like some schools are just more into the cheering than others, and they will kind of cheer regardless of the results or the proceedings of the game. All right, so we don't know if that's the last timeout to be called for the game. So it looks like Nanyang have fresh legs in the game, right? Number 4 and number 9. For Hao Zhuoran, number 9, Kim Yao Yue. I believe they're Sec 4s, so getting some playing time before they graduate. Yeah.
For the seniors.
Alright, yeah, so they did help with some clears up. Okay. SQ goes to the basket. Oh. Yeah, I guess this is too long of a gap in terms of the scoring in between, right? Is number 4 not able to convert under the basket. Michelle with, I don't know, probably a 20th rebound by now. She's going all the way. She's driving in and ended up in a, well, I guess kind of a huddle on the floor. And surprisingly, the floor is holding up well. I think had it been the boys, there would be like a pool of sweat by now, right? All right. It was a nice pass. You can see the from one of the seniors. Number 13, Emma Lau. Mid-range jumper from the free throw line. Eun goes to the basket, top basket, but you know.
Is that all the Sec 4s or the bench coming up?
Yeah. Yeah, so what I was told is that if their number starts with a 3, they're Sec 3s. So like number 2 is a Sec 4, Genevieve Call. Number 8.
8, Wong Jun.
Yeah, probably a Sec 4 as well. Pass the ball ahead. Sitting's got it. A little bit risky deciding not to use the board, but she made it that time. Yeah. I'm surprised she's only at 11 points. She had like 7 quite early on, and she had a couple of layups. I think maybe there was just a long gap in between. Okay, it's Sitting.
Very good.
Yeah, let's look at the speed that time.
Yeah. Keep playing. Yeah. I like that.
Yeah. Let's see if we can get another one. Oh yeah, because I guess, you know, they see the opportunity. This is like the maybe second or kind of second, third unit. So maybe they won't handle the pressure as well. So come on, one possession. I guess should just keep going. See if they can get something there. Actually, there's still plenty of time on the clock, right? I think Jane that time as well didn't manage the shot clock versus game clock well enough. Because it would be nice if you could kind of taken the time to create like a high percentage basket. But, you know, I like that they played to the end. Nanyang goes high.
Yeah.
Even though they were up by 30, like, you know, in their last possession, because these are the people who don't play a lot. You know.
They didn't slack off on the defense or like give any chance.
Yeah, I know. I don't know how you feel about, like, you know, the teams that kind of start walking towards the end. I mean, personally, I don't like that. I'm kind of old school.
Yeah, I mean, even if like you're on the losing team, I think you should just keep playing until the end. I think that's the fighting spirit that you have, the passion.
Yeah, exactly. And, you know, for the people who are here to support you, for the coaches. Basically, we want to see them, play till the end. All right, well, that was, I guess, maybe some people are not surprised at that outcome, but we'll see. We're going to take a break now and come back for the boys' finals, which is scheduled to start at 3 p.m. All right, to see everyone later. Hope to, for those viewers online, yes, there will be commentary at the boys' finals live streaming too. We hope to see you then.